Hi guys, how are we all doing? It's Tony. If you can hear me okay, can you just type in the chat? Just say hello, let me know you're there. And that you can hear my audio, of course, yeah? Guys, if you can hear me okay, it's Tony, of course. Can you type in the chat? Just let me know you can hear my audio okay.
They're all messaging you in the questions, Tony, not in the chat, so that's why you can't see it, mate.
Yeah, I can't see it. I can't see it, buddy. Sorry.
Yeah, you got Jack, Tim, Keith, Joe, Jack, and Jack twice. Anyway, loud and clear, yeah, loud and clear. Everyone can hear you.
Okay, guys, thank you. Everyone seems to be able to hear me. As I say, welcome to the webinar. Got great pleasure in having Mike Martin with us this evening. For those of you that don't know who Mike is, he's a business partner of mine, but also he's created some really amazing products, Magic Page plugin and Lead Simplify being two of them, as well as his current offering, which he's going to show you and demo and let you know all about Schema, which is his Schema plugin. As you know, guys, Schema in the last couple of years, this year and going forward, is especially significant for rankings in Google, yeah, for maintaining your ranking and improving your ranking on your sites or your client sites. So it's an absolute must for every website, yeah. And Mike's going to demo his new software for you. And as I say, all-round great guy, business partner of mine. He also owns one of the biggest locksmith lead generation companies in the country. So all these websites have Schema. So this guy really knows what he's talking about. So without further ado, I'll hand you over to Mike so he can crack on with the presentation. All right, Mike, you there, mate?
Yeah, mate. Thank you very much. Cheers, Tony. Thanks. All right, guys. If you could all just pop yeses or ones or something like in the box just to let me know you can hear me before I start waffling. There's a one straight away from Jack. Yep. One. Okay, cool, nice one. There's Drew, Jack, Keith, Tim. You all right, guys? You see we're getting quite a few people and now the room's still starting to fill up a little bit. What I'm going to do is probably just let it run for a couple of minutes. Just so I know, does everybody know what Schema is? Does everybody know what Schema is, how it works, and so on and so forth? I'll go through it all in the presentation, but it's something that's becoming more and more important. I currently, like Tony said, I've got over 500 websites. Drew knows what it is. He says yes. And it took me about 4 hours to do my first site that I need, but I know it needs to be done. So hence why we've created what we've created. Okay, room's filling up. Everyone's put yep. Right, most of you guys understand it. Right, I'm gonna push on the presentation, guys. The room's starting to fill quite a bit now. Yep. No, okay. Dave Anderson doesn't know. Okay, we normally have 50-50. A few people do and a few people don't, but it looks like most of you guys are know what you're talking about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push that out of the way, right, jump straight across, and I'll start the presentation, guys. Okay, so why you must have Schema in 2020 or your rankings are going to drop. Yep. Today I want to talk to you about Schema, why it's so difficult. In fact, just before I start waffling again, as I've just said, can I just check that everybody, what you can actually see? Can you see my screen? Can you see why you must have Schema in 2020, black and white writing?
I can see it, Mike, no problem.
Yep. Got a load of yeses. Okay, cool, guys. Because otherwise, I'm just talking to a blank screen. Right. So basically, today I want to talk about Schema. I want to talk about why it's so difficult, what makes it complicated, and why this year you need to be taking it more serious than ever. Okay. Like the world's resources, where about 80% of resources are used by 20% of people. Since Google's last update, almost 50% of the world's page one website rankings are now taken up by 20% of the websites. And I'll go on a bit more about that later on. But before we push on, I need to ask you a serious question. Have any of you, and I can see we're getting a lot of action in the comments here, so I'll no doubt get some answers. Have any of you ever picked a fight you can't win? Or have you ever been punched in the face, just in general? Just let me know in the comments. Whether you've actually been cracked in the face or whether you've actually picked a fight that you can't actually win. I'm getting quite a few yeses, yes. Nope, of course. Is that punch in the face? I'll pick a fight you can't win, Jack. Yep. In school when I was younger. Help me, missus. Yeah, my missus has cracked me a few times as well. More than once, Gregory's put. Okay, mate, right. Well, true story. There's a reason I've asked the question. But true story, I'm gonna tell you, when I was about 9 years old, I got my very first girlfriend, okay? So we looked something like this, okay? But she was 10, I was 9. Her name was Nicola. And at 9, I thought I was going to be in love forever, like you do. Only problem was she had an ex, all right? And worse than that, he was 11 years old, okay? So she had an 11-year-old ex. And Paul's just put, she's got an ex run. Ex at 10 run. Right, well, when he stood next to me, sorry, that caught me a little bit, that. When the guy stood next to me, we looked something like this, okay? So he comes to my school, and I remember staring at him through the green railings, and I'm on one side in the school playground, he's outside, and he's basically telling me he's going to kick my ass. So I'm dead cocky through the railings, like bring it on. And then after school, we went to the fields where we'd normally go, and as luck would have it, he was there. Okay, so obviously I had to face up to it. Has anyone seen Rocky 4? Anyone seen the film Rocky 4, where Paulie says to Rocky, if I could be anyone, Rocky, I'd be you. And then when he's going down the tunnel, yep, got loads of yeses on there. And Paulie says to him, if I could be anyone, Rock, I'd be you. Then he's walking down the tunnel about to fight Irvin Drago, when he turns around, he says, remember when I said I'd be you? Forget it. Well, nobody said it to me, but I know for a fact that they were thinking it, because this guy was a monster in comparison to me. So we get to the field, we square up, and we look something like this, okay? So I'm staring at him and I'm thinking to myself, shit, he's big. Right, so I take off my coat, roll up my sleeves, and can anybody guess what happens next? And I want some guesses here. What do you think happened next? And I'm not talking David and Goliath. Dave Anderson's just said, you lost.
I've got to say you ran, Mike.
You kicked his ass, Jack said. Everything went black. Ooh, that's pretty close, that, Drew. Knocked out. I woke up staring at grass. Yes, I didn't see it coming, and honestly, I never stood a chance. A few more times over the next few weeks, we did the same thing, and every single time it ended the same. It was the first time I'd ever been in a fight in my life, and I basically picked a fight I couldn't win. So each time I'd wake up staring at grass, and then she left me. Now, I'm telling you this because what do you think is going to happen if you pick a fight with Google, if you don't give them what they want, okay? What will happen? If you turn around and you say, I'm not doing Schema, it's too hard, it's too complicated, it's too time consuming, I'm not a coder, or I'm not doing it, basically. What do you think's going to happen? Kicked him in the nuts, Graham put, by the way, in the roll cocks. You lose. Yep, few people have put you lose. Yeah, it's not going to win. Yeah, basically, in the last Google update, 17% more sites on the first page of Google have Schema now. Now, that's about 47% of sites on the first page of Google now have Schema, with less than 20% of sites having Schema overall. They still own 47% of the first page. So the statistics speak for themselves, okay? So if you pick a fight you can't win, like I did, what's going to happen to you? Or what's going to happen to your website? Knocked out, blah, blah, blah. Yep, Fury's putting the same thing, knocked out, kicked in the balls. I'm loving the comments on this webinar. Yep, your website's going to wake up staring at grass. It's going to get dropped just like I did, okay? But your website's not got a girlfriend there to pick it back up, say it's okay, pat it on the back, give it a hug. Okay, pick a fight with Google and your website is staying down. But why bother fighting when it's so easy to avoid the fight and never get knocked down in the first place by just having Schema? Okay, now you must have Schema on your website in 2020 or your rankings are going to tank. Schema is one of the most important online factors for every website. Does everybody understand why Google love it so much and how Google sees Schema on your website? Does everybody understand that? Just let me know in the comments if you do. Yep. No. I know what Schema is. Okay, so I'm getting a few different answers here. Right, well, I'll give you a brief overview. Okay, we've got a few more no's. Please explain. Cool. All right, Ken, Drew, and Jack, Graham, Ken. That's why I'm here. Okay, right. Well, basically, Schema normally sits in the head of a website. Okay, so people don't see it, but the search engines can see everything before they ever see your page content, right? So basically, it sits in the head out the way so nothing sees it, but it stops the search engines having to go through and decipher what all your content on your web page is. Best way to explain it, if you imagine you're walking through New York City, yeah, and you walk past the newspaper stand and you see this. Okay. Imagine the front page of the newspaper is your website head. Sorry, I should have had my phone off and it's just buzzed. And your Google. So you see the big headlines, you can see what's inside at a glance. Okay, so you've got the NHS to save 500 more lives. You've got immigration soars, secrets to living a healthier, happy lifestyle. Right, you know what you're getting. Okay, you see what's in it for you instantly. Now, this is how Google sees a website with decent schema. Okay, next day you walk past the same newspaper stand and you see this. Now, unless you care about the war or France, you've got no clue what's inside. It doesn't stop you in your tracks. It doesn't make it easy for you. You'd never pick up this paper unless you was interested in one of those two things, okay? Because it won't catch your eye. So you get nothing unless you dig. Now, without schema, this is how your website looks to Google. It has to go onto your page, interpret your content, then decide where to put it. Let me give you a better example. Absolute beautiful building, yep. Everybody like it? Nope, was the first answer I got. Well, it's got perfect curves, yep. And you can take the beauty in instantly if you like it. Jack likes it. But without a framework, it looks like this. Yep. So without a structure, it looks like this. And this is how Google sees your website without schema. This is the difference. But why did Google even care? Why did Google care if your website looks like this? Absolutely beautiful building. Or this? Can anyone tell me? Does anybody know the answer? Why did Google even care? And I'm going to wait for a few answers on this one, guys, because understanding why Google care is very important. Why do they care if they've got to go onto your page, sift through all your content, try and figure it out? And you've got things like as well, like the keyword lock and lock of hair. And you've got various words that can be multiple things. Slower, okay, appreciate, yep. Ease of search structure, okay. Instant relevance, it makes sense, it's organized, help speed up of delivery. Right, yeah, they're all wrong. Every single one of them answers is wrong, guys. Sorry to say it. It's money. Okay, it's money. Google's biggest expense is crawl budget. Okay, now this is why they're taking a hard line on it in 2020 and since the last update. It's bigger than the wages that they spend, you know, or payroll. I think you call it in the States. It's bigger than property costs. It's bigger than tax. It might even be bigger than their expense accounts, but I doubt it. Yep. But seriously, Google wants to cut its crawl budget, and schema is the only way it can do it because it doesn't need money. Ken's put instead of money. Basically, it doesn't need to go onto your page and see all your content if you've got the correct schema set up on your website, okay? But what's the biggest problem with schema? Anybody tell me? Aha, Graham's put. Does anyone know? Yes, it's complicated. Yep, that's right. Yep, time consuming. Keeps changing all the time. Yeah, they've just changed it recently, haven't they? Where they started giving you, penalising you for having reviews on there. Format, yep. They're all correct. But what's even worse than that, the worst thing about schema, I'll show you. You need to be a coder to do it properly. If you're not a coder, you're pretty much screwed, or you need to pay someone a fortune to do it for you. Now, I've seen people charging anything. In fact, I was with Tony in London the other week, and somebody was saying this, but I've seen people charging anything from $500 to $1,500 for schema. That's on a single site, and in some cases, a single page of schema. Now, can you imagine having to spend $1,500 for a single page of schema? Now imagine you've got multiple websites, price rockets pretty fast, and it keeps changing, so it needs updating regularly. And that means even more cost. But luckily for you guys, this is now a thing of the past. Okay, so for those of us who are not Einstein level geniuses, yep, for those of us who love simple and hate complicated like me, we have a fast, easy solution to fix your sites, but not only your sites, to fix your client sites in a few minutes rather than days and weeks. So today I'm going to introduce to you the WP Schema plugin. From today, you're going to be able to build world-class schema by yourself in just a few minutes, not weeks and days, meaning your website will rank higher and get you more customers, earning you more money every single month. And if you look on the image that you can see in front of you, that's kind of what your website looks like in Google when it's got correct schema set up on it. And I'll show you how to do all that when I do a demonstration shortly. Okay, you're also going to be able to import and export schema from site to site, meaning you can easily and quickly build and generate schema from one site to another. and you'll be able to build schema in 3 simple steps. Okay, scrape, edit, save, done. It's really that fast. Now, we created this plugin that I'm going to show you tonight because I've got 500 websites, and when I realized it was going to take me 3 or 4 hours a site, I pulled my development team off what they were doing and sent them to work on this. Okay, so you're going to be a scrape schema from the best websites in the industry, the best ranking websites in the keywords you're targeting. You're going to be edit their data so it matches your company information, and then you're going to be able to click the save button and you're done. All from right inside your WordPress dashboard. But WordPress dashboard, sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. But before I do a demo for you, I'm just going to let you quickly know what some of the experts are saying about schema. Some of the experts in the industry. Does everyone know who Neil Patel is? Yep. Right, he's all know who Neil Patel is. Okay. Yes. Thought you might. Okay, so Neil Patel says one of the latest evolutions in SEO is called schema markup. This new form of optimization is one of the most powerful but least utilized forms of SEO available today. Once you grasp the concept and method of schema markup, you can boost your websites in the search engine results. Okay, Search Engine Journal. According to a study by ACMQ, less than 1/3 of Google's search results include a rich snippet with schema.org markup. This exposes a huge opportunity for the rest, okay? So the people using it. Very few things in SEO today can move the dial quickly. This can, okay? So Search Engine Journal are saying very few things in SEO today can move the dial quickly, but this can. And now I'm going to demo it for you guys. I'm going to demo it. Once I've demoed it, I'm going to. Oh, where's my comments? Just kind of just lost them. They're going to move the screen. I'm going to stop sharing the screen I'm sharing at the minute. Just 1 sec. I might be able to just change it over this way. Yeah, I can. Okay, you just let me know what you can see, guys. I'm going to demo the plugin for you. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit lost. I've got no notes or anything with me. I'm going to demo the plugin for you guys, and then I'll show you. I've got a very special offer for you tonight, and then I'll go through and answer all your questions at the end. So if anyone wants to know anything, locksmith site, okay, cool, you can see it. That's good. Okay, so let's just move that out of the way. Okay, so I've chose this locksmith site of mine because what I want to first show you before we do anything else is it's got no schema on it, okay? So I'm going to go over to here. I'm going to click on the SEO Quake toolbar, click diagnose, scroll down quickly. As you can see, we've got no schema, okay? No schema at all on that site. So what I want to do next is then very, very quickly go to one of my other websites. In fact, let me show you. This site has got, and I know this site's got good schema because this is one I did manually. So this probably took around 10 to 12 hours for us to do the schema on it, if not longer. So we've got all of the information on it. We've got Manchester as the area served. You get your description, your image, legal name. If you go through here, we've got all the organizations and the brands that we work for: Audi, Porsche, Chevrolet, Ford, Toyota, so on and so forth. Inside of, we've got some maps and stuff on there. Even inside the items offered, what we've done is we've incorporated all of our keywords in there as items offered, because that will help your websites rank for those keywords. So as you can see, you've got lots and lots and lots of them in there. So if you used to look at this on the left hand side, it looks something like this. Okay, in fact, you can see exactly what it looks like, because you can see there's the vehicle makes and models. And you come down here, and these are the keywords that we've got. Okay, so it's very, very complicated. Mike, can you make your screen bigger? Why is that? Is it small, that screen? That's about as big as it's going to go, I'm afraid. I think I might be able to go full screen. No, that's gone smaller for you guys now, isn't it? It won't go any bigger, unfortunately, sorry. Right, so basically, as you can see, we've got hours and hours and hours of schema there. Right, next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go back into my website. I'm going to click edit. In fact, I'll just show you first of all what the schema plugin looks like. Okay, so when it's on your website, it looks like this. Click on that. You pop your API key in here, or your license key, or whatever you want to call it. Click on here and just activate it on all the different sections of your website, okay? And then you've got a few options down below here that you can mess around with and change things up, just PHP and shortcodes and stuff like that. And then you click Save Settings, and that's it, you're done. Then it'll be on every single page of your website. So I'm going to go over to one of the pages. I want to click Edit the Page. Tim's put it's Moosive on mine. Right, then you come down here, you see this little schema tab down on the right hand side. Click on that, and it opens up this new page for you. And then what you do next, you click on the import button. Paste your URL in here. Now, the way I would recommend doing this, I'm not going to do it on the presentation, I'll be on here for hours and hours, but what you do is you type in the keywords you want to rank for, and you copy the URLs from the pages on Google. So if you go and first say Locksmith London or Locksmith in London or Auto Locksmith London, then what you do is you'd type in Auto Locksmith in London, and then you'd pull in all 10 URLs, then you'd pop them in here like this, then you'd click Scrape, and then you click Import. And as you can see, we've now got all that schema in our website. So what you do now, very, very quickly and easily, is you go through and make changes. So obviously where it's got the URL there. Now, one of the cool features we've got in here, rather than me using my own URL from up there, so normally you'd pull that, wouldn't you? And put your URL in here. What you can do so that you can import and export the schema is with this, you can go up to here, to where it says help. And we've got loads of shortcodes that you can use. So you get the URL, the title, blog info, breadcrumbs, and so on and so forth. Loads of different things. It also does custom post types, and you can also use PHP snippets if you're really, really clever. I've only ever used that one for the admin email, but apparently there's hundreds of these you can use. But my developer told me not to touch it. just leave it. And then what you do is you put that in there instead. Okay, so then we'd whip through, and you'd go in and put your own address in here. Rather than having that there, we'd probably have title, which is one of the shortcodes I just noticed. You've got areas served there, so if you covered more areas, rather than having to mess around and think, oh god, you just click that add node. Okay, so then I could have Oldham, Rochdale, Salford. So that's how quick and easy you can do it. So it basically makes everything super, super, super simple. I'm not going to go through and make loads and loads of edits on this. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save. Now you can save to current page, or you can save to all pages. So if you're working with like videos and stuff like that, you can save to all pages, and you can make schema using shortcodes. And what it will do is it will save you schema, and it will change dynamically based on page over and over and over and over again. Right, so now if I go back to this page, wait, let me view it first, and then we click on this. As you can see, previously we didn't have any schema. Now we've got, and there it's got my own URL from the URL shortcode, where I put that alternative name, Locksmiths in Manchester. It's changed from, and that's what's pulled in from the title. And obviously there's the area served. You see me fill in Manchester, Oldham, Rochdale, Salford. So what we're looking at there now is you can build schema very, 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 very fast and very, very easy. Now, if you wanted to use that schema on another site, you literally go over to your schema tool inside your plugin, and obviously if you build it with shortcodes, it works much, much better. So you click on this. Oh, I think I just closed it. Click on that. And now if you wanted to see what was going on inside the schema, it's there. You click this visualize button, and you can actually view it like proper smart, like that. So you've got a proper human style view, so you can see where everything goes. All the brands, that'll bring up all the car, the vehicle makes. If we go down here to make offers, items offered, that's going to show all the keywords. So as you can see, we can very, very quickly and very, very easily make absolutely superly advanced, or superly, I don't know if that's a real word, super advanced schema. Now, if you want to use this on a HTML site, like Mass Website Builder or something, click on the preview button. You go inside here, and then you copy that, and you can literally, once you've copied that, you can just paste that straight into the head code, and you've got it inside of a normal website. Now, some really, really clever websites, let me show you something. Right, so let's pretend we're doing a directory site. Yep. So let's say we're building a directory site. Yell.com is one of the biggest in Manchester. So what I'd probably do is Locksmith Manchester Yell. Okay, they're probably the most successful directories. So what we're going to do is we're going to want to steal we'd want to steal their code. So you'd open the site up, you grab this, copy that, go over here, open your schema. Let's delete the one I've already put in there. Okay, delete, confirm, and then let's click save on page. Right, so I'm going to click import. I'm going to paste the yell.com URL in here. So if you're creating directories and stuff like that, which a lot of people do for ranking purposes, you go over and scrape yell.com and you get an error. Now you're getting that error because they've got some clever code on their website that's saying you can't scrape our site. So what you then do is you go back over and you right click on their page and click view page source. Now we're not expecting you to have to go and find the code and know exactly what you're looking at and all the rest of it. Instead, all you've got to do is, if it ever loads, is right click, select all, copy that, come back over, see this little HTML code? Click that, paste it in there. Don't know how long it's going to take to paste in because it's massive. There we go. Okay, so scroll to the bottom, click process HTML. See all these schemas? Loads and loads and loads. Import schema. And we now have lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of schemas. So you could go through each of these locksmith schemas, changing the addresses, putting different company names, do it for plumbing directories, roofing directories, whatever it was that you wanted to do it for. I'm not going to save that page now because then I'd have to delete them all. But what you can also do, I'll just show you something really cool. Right, so if you go and you steal schema from, say, the 5 top sites in your industry, and all 5 have got plumber schema on, or I've got local business schema on, like these have got loads of locksmith schemas, and we're not creating a directory, but we've just pulled from 10 sites. What you can do is you can click this little combine button here. And what it will do is it'll go in and it'll find anything that's duplicated, and it will create just one of them. And it will also go to, so if we click combine all these here, now we're going to jump into one. And what it does is, there you go, that top one's just had them all done. What that does is it pulls in it pulls them all in together, and it'll keep everything that's unique and get rid of everything that's a duplicate. So you're not putting the same thing on your page over and over and over and over again. Now, unlike with content, you don't want to be putting it on over and over and over again with schema, simply because schema is more about facts and data as opposed to being like with text on your website where you want as much as you possibly can on it. So we've only got one locksmith schema. I would go through here, but if I was creating a directory, then I would have all of these individual ones like I've just shown you, because then that's going to work better for your ranking purposes. And then we combine them all, and then when we maximize it's just going to have the few bits that were inside, and we just change these for our own personal data. I'm just going to open the comments again, see if you guys have asked any questions while we're doing this. Got a few. Awesome, Tim's put. Right. Now let me go back. Okay. So in addition to that, like I said, I've literally got out of hospital 90 minutes ago. So I'm not in my office. I'm at home doing this presentation. Right. I'm going to delete these. Confirm. I'm going to delete that. Confirm. Not only that, if you can't find the schema you want from somebody else's website. Right, you've got a private library here where you get your schemas. You click on your schemas, as you can see, I've got Locksmith Manchester. This is a real website of mine, and this is my real schema, okay? That's being used on this site. And how I've got this schema, I've got professional services schema, website schema, image object schema, web page schema. And now I've got this is I've gone through and I've typed in Locksmith in Manchester, and then I've copied all the top 10 URLs, and I've pulled the schema from the best ranking sites, because I know that's why they're ranking, because they've got the best schema. Right, now in addition to that, if you wanted to click in here, we've also got a schema catalog. Now inside this schema catalog, you've got loads of different schemas, as you can see. So if there's anything if you're not sure what you're doing, then you just come in here and you can select the one you want. Now we've got about another 100 and odd of these that's going to be added in here. They've not been done as of yet, but they are being done gradually. So let's say you're doing a restaurant. Okay, now if you've got a client and you want to create restaurant schema for them, menu schema, sorry, that I've just created, then you just click import, and then you've got the menu schema here. Okay, now if we visualize that, I can show you a bit better what it is. There's your menu items, and on your menu items you've got there's your appetizers, there's your soups, and there's your pastas. I don't think there's any more menu items on there. Now if you wanted to build this out, now this is when it gets really cool, and it makes it really simple. Okay, if you wanted to build this out, so let's scroll down to the bottom, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to it. Right, so you see you've got, in fact I'll scroll down and show you. Menu section, appetizers, yeah? And then there you've got menu item, menu section, soups, menu item, and then you've got menu section, pastas. Right, so you've only got 2 sections on each one. So if you wanted to add another one of these in, you just go over here, click on the duplicate button. Okay, and then we'd add, I don't know, let's say lasagna. I don't know if that's spelled right. And then obviously put your price in, whatever your price your lasagna is, and then you've added more menu items. Let's say now you thought, I actually want a main courses section. Obviously you've not got one down here. Rather than you having to know what you're doing and how to write it and do all that other crazy stuff, you'd simply just go over to here where it says menu section, click duplicate. Okay, so it's menu section, pastas. Oh, there you go. That's, am I at the top one or the bottom one? Menu section, pastas. So there's your menu item, menu section, main courses. Okay, then you'd have like steak dinner, chicken dinner, and I'm just doing these as examples. Sunday lunch. Now if we save to current page, if you go and have a look at the visualizer now, you'll be able to see exactly what we've just added. Now people like this, customers like restaurants and stuff, these are the type of people you can have where they'll pay you on a monthly subscription basis to create and do their schema for them. So as you can see, there's the appetizers from before, but down the bottom there's an extra section now, which is the main courses section, which has got your steak dinners, your chicken dinners, your Sunday lunches in there. And that's how quick and easy it is to literally create and build dynamic schema that just works really well. Just trying to see if there's anything I've missed that I've not shown you guys. So we've got the import. Okay, yeah. Also, you've got the ability here where you can import and export schema. And if you wanted to export your current schema, you just click that button, and it puts it down there. And then you just upload it to your website, your next website that you put it in on, and it's done. Alternatively, you can submit it to the public library, share schema that you've currently saved, register here so you've got an account with us, and then what happens is my guys will approve it. As you can see, if I click on that, George's little picture will pop up, and what he does is he goes through, checks it all, and approves it, and people can share and add schema to the library, so that'll grow over a period of time. Okay, Graham's just put lasagna. Yeah, all right, so I spelled it wrong. How would it help with ranking GMBs in the 3-pack? I'm not 100% sure because I don't know if you can do Schema on GMBs. I'm not going to pretend I know the answer to that. Sorry, Ken's asked Mike, how would this help ranking GMBs, ranking in the 3-pack? I honestly don't know. Is the honest answer to that, mate. Hi, Mike. Hoping there is a replay as I have to leave. Son has broken down and his granddaughter's abroad. No problem, David. Does it take a website to start ranking after applying this level of schema, considering the top 10 sites already have schema on their sites? Basically, if you submit it back to Google, it can make a difference pretty much straight away. I think the main thing is, like I said, about 47% of first page sites have got schema already. Okay, what's starting to happen is you're actually becoming penalized for not having it, hence why the amount of sites after the last update that had schema in the first page increased by 17%. How would you use this on an author page? David, have you got an author page? And I will. Have you got one that's got schema already? And I'll show you what I mean. I mean, we've got I think there. Templates. Let's see if we've got one. We've got a book schema. Okay, so type is book. Title of the book. Oh, that's pretty cool, isn't it? I've never even looked at that before. And then obviously you've got your book schema, but if you want to pop a website in, doesn't have schema. Right, if you want to import somebody else's, obviously you can use the book schema if it's actually a book page. And if you've got various books on a website, you could use the short codes in here. So where it says name, yeah, you would then put the short code title, which you'd get from up here from the help section. Okay, and what you do is you'd go through and use the short codes wherever possible. So the URL would be a short code and so on and so forth. And then what you do is when you save it to all pages, and then every time you add a new book page for different additional books, and I'm thinking on like an Amazon style site, they'd all change dynamically, so you wouldn't have to do it over and over again. Just every single page of your website would automatically have the schema. Right, I can see a couple of people saying, how can I get it? Right, okay, I'll do this one last thing. I can see a few people asking, can they get to the buy buttons? But what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to answer this last question for Graham. How do you check potential client websites for schema, and how would you present? Sorry, sales proposal. I don't know what you mean by sales proposal, but right. If you want to check if a client's got, excuse me, schema, you can easily just go and scrape the URL and pull it in. But if you wanted to do, right, the way I'm doing it with my sites, okay. So for example, I want to rank for locksmith in Manchester, yeah, with this site. So what I'll do is I'll go over here, I'll go to Google, I'll type locksmith in Manchester. Okay, so most of the sites at the top have got some sort of schema already, yeah. But what we're going to do now is we're going to take the best schema from every single website. So I'll open up this one first, copy theirs, jump back across, paste that in there, yep. Then I'll go back. So let me check users still seeing the same thing I've got. Yep. Then I'd come back and I'd go to site number 2. And I'd make their schema as well. I'm not going to do all of them because it'll take 10 minutes or so. I'll just do the top 3, say, for example, yeah. So what I'd do is, but normally I'd do the full page, so I've got the same schema as every site on the page. So, oh, what have I done? Copy that, paste it in. So what you can do is you can paste in multiple lines of schema, so you can steal all the best schema for all the best sites on the page for the keyword you're trying to rank for. Okay, now means that you're basically getting the schema from every single site for you going after, but you're not spending hours, days, or weeks doing it the way that they would. And then you click scrape. So I've done the top 4 sites in Manchester, and it's pulled them in, and then we click import schema, and there we go. And then you just change it for your details, and you're done. It's that simple, that quick. You just literally steal the schema from the top ranking best sites, and you're done. Okay, if I wanted to sell on my service, okay, Graham. Basically, if you wanted to sell this to clients as a scheme service, the people I've seen doing it who are actually selling this service are going off the back of the last update because of how much the search rankings have changed in comparison to where they were before. The amount of sites that are now on the first page of Google with schema has increased massively. And like I said, there's about 47% of sites on the first page of Google that have got schema in them, but there's only 20% of sites overall that have schema, meaning those 20% of sites are taking up nearly 50% of the first page, which means that's how much it's making a difference in the rankings. So businesses need it. Not only that, what a lot of businesses are now looking to try and do as well is they're also trying to show, let me go in here and show you what I mean. See this? Now, if you do the menu schema the way I've shown you before, and you're doing it for a client who's a restaurant, this is what their page can look like in Google with their menu sections here. Whereas doing it the other way, as normal, your normal websites have got this tiny little bit. Plus their menus change all the time, so they're the type of clients you can get in on a monthly subscription for this type of work. So they're the main reasons. The main reasons are you've got to have it in 2020 because Google started to take a hard line on it. People without schema. So if you're only doing this for your own websites, you still need it because they've started to drop sites that have not got schema. And as you can imagine, you would because crawl budget's their biggest expense, and they don't need to crawl the sites to such a depth and try and figure out who you are and what you do. If you've got schema in your site, they instantly know because schema is designed to give the facts of the website to Google instantly. Right, what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to put the presentation back up and I'm going to quickly whip through the offer, and then any more questions.
Mike?
Yes, buddy.
I just want to mention to the guys, I told them in the emails that I sent out for the webinar registration that I'm going to give them a special bonus that ties in perfectly with your offer. Everyone that buys off the webinar tonight, I've got a new product launching very soon, and one of the key functions of it is it will find websites that don't have any schema on them, so it fits hand in glove perfectly with the schema plugin, Mike. Yeah.
Okay, wicked. Yeah, cool, man. Cool. Awesome. So literally, you just press. What do you do? Just type in a keyword.
They can search geographically in any language anywhere in the world and find websites that need this service that don't currently have schema on the website. Yeah.
So they can put in like locksmith in Manchester, and it'll go and search the top 10 or the top 20 sites with schema.
It'll find, however, they can actually choose the number of searches they want to show. That could be 10, it could be 100. Depending, obviously, you would only get 100 results if there was 100 websites in that search in that area. Yeah. But yeah, you can find multiple businesses that need this service very easily. Yeah.
Ah, so yours pulls in which sites have got it and which sites haven't, or just which sites haven't?
No, just the ones that don't.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. That
we're not bothered about the ones that do have it, Mike. It's the ones that don't have it that we need to target. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Cool. Awesome. So you're going to give that to them? Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody who purchases off this webinar will get an account to that software. It's currently in beta. We're probably going to be launching it in 4 to 6 weeks.
Wicked. Cool, man. Right, I'm going to finish the offer and then I'll go through and answer any questions anybody's got. Right, so I put today you've got 2 options. You've actually got 3 options. You can learn to do the code and code it yourself, or you've got an agency license option, or we've got personal license options. I'm going to go through them both for you first before I give you the buy link, and then obviously if you've got any questions at the end, we can go through that, okay? But you only need one, you don't need both. So that's why I'm not showing you the buy link before I've gone through. So in a personal license, what you'll get is normal price is $297 annual for 50 sites, okay? That's what we normally sell it for. And tonight you save $200 using coupon code 200 off, meaning it's going to cost you just $97 for the personal license. Okay, that's a 100 site license, not 50 site licenses like on our website. And not only that, but you're going to get one API key, first of all, which is going to work on 100 websites. And what we're going to do is we're going to boost that up completely free of charge to 500 sites. So what you're going to get is 5 API keys, that will work on 100 websites each. So literally, you're never going to run out. These are going to last you forever. Now, these are lifetime licenses with lifetime updates. So you don't ever need to buy it or go monthly or subscription. If you look at any other Schema plugins out there, you're talking 40, 50, 60 a month. And this means you've got access to these for 500 of your own websites for life. Okay, then we've got an agency license. Now, we currently sell the agency license on my site for $997 annual. Okay, tonight you can save $700 using coupon code 700 off. So it costs you a total of $297. Okay, this gives you a 100 site agency license. So what this means is you're going to get 100 API keys, okay, which will work on one website each, individual websites, which means you can actually sell, you can give a client a site with their own API key. So it belongs to them, okay, which is what's the agency license. Plus, we're going to give you a 100 site personal license for $1. And we're going to boost it up to 500 site license for $1. So it's only going to cost you $1. You're going to get 500 personal site license, plus you're going to get access to the agency license, 100 API keys for agency licenses. In addition to that, you can also add agency license owners can add your customers to our Facebook group, our closed Facebook group, so that they can benefit from community support rather than you having to offer it. So if you don't know what you're doing that much with Schema, but you know how to work the plugin, then what you can do is you can add your clients to our Facebook group, and I will, or my team will, help and give them support, okay? So that's a total. So if you get a personal license, normal price is $297 annual. Tonight you get 200 off with coupon code 200 off. It's a total of $97. It's going to cost you for 100 site license with one API key for 100 websites, boosted up to 500 sites free. And that's lifetime licenses with lifetime updates. And as you can see, the purchase link is there now. So it's wpschemaplugin.com/Tony. Tony, could you pop that in the chat or the comments or something for me?
Yeah, sure, mate. But one sec.
Yep, you've got that, have you? wpschemaplugin.com/Tony. You put it in the chat rather than the questions. They can click it. They can't click it if you put it in the other one. Or if you go for an agency license.
I'm just trying to grab it. It won't let me grab it off my screen, I'm afraid.
No worries, I'll sort it out in a second, but when I get to the questions section. In addition to that, we've got I've got it. No problem. A few people are saying, can you share it? So just I might as well just do it well.
Have you managed to do it, Mike? Yeah.
Yeah, of course I have, yeah.
Yeah, it won't let me grab it for some reason.
I've done it there, and I'll also do it in the questions to everybody. You can't click it from the questions, but you can click it from the chat, which is on the right-hand side.
Mike, the other thing I'll mention is I'm going to post my support desk link. Anyone that purchases on the webinar, open a ticket, include your proof of purchase, and I'll add you to the list for the accounts for the bonus, yeah?
Wicked, yeah, cool. Also, you've got the agency license, normal price $997 annual. Tonight you save $700 using coupon code 700 off. That's a total cost of $297. You get 100 individual API keys for 100 client sites. Okay, so you can sell each client you sell it to gets their own license, plus 100 site personal license boosted up to 500 sites for $1. Both personal and agency licenses have got lifetime access and lifetime updates. So if anyone knows my other products, most of them sell for silly money now. I mean, you're looking at nearly $2,000 for a lifetime license on MPP, and this type of product is only going to get better and better and better like that does. Okay, so it's a lifetime access, lifetime updates. Also, like I said earlier, you can add your customers. If you're an agency customer, you can add your customers to my Facebook group, and my team will provide them with support and help with their schema and everything else, so you don't have to. Any questions, guys? I'm going to open the questions again before. Anybody got any questions now? You want me to go through, or any more demos that people are looking for me to do?
Mike, just to confirm, I know the answer to this, but just so the guys know, you've got full training available on this for them, haven't you?
Step-by-step training, full
Yeah, I
setup.
thought there was.
Also, we met somebody recently. I won't mention who it is, but we met them in London. I've also got him creating some videos for me that are going to be released in a few weeks. He's like one of the biggest Schema guys in the world, and I'm not exaggerating. And he's creating some videos for me that are going to be released to the people who own this. So you're going to not only know how to use this like the people at the top of Google are using it, you're going to know how to use this to the point where you can do it to actually rank sites amazingly well. You know who I'm talking about, Tony. I'm not going to mention who it is.
No, I know exactly who you mean, mate. Yeah.
Well, we met him in London. Yeah, he's as soon as he's seen this, he was like, "Wow, yeah, okay, you've thought outside the box with this one."
Can I just clarify, Mike, as well, again for the guys on the call? Just because it's a WordPress plugin, it doesn't mean the sites they're adding the schema to have to use WordPress, does it? They can just use this to generate the correct code.
Yes, yeah, you can.
What I mean is, if
code.
it's an HTML site, they could still generate the code using the plugin, but then add it to the HTML site. Yeah.
Yep, I'll show you that now. 1 second. So I'm just going to import my own personal schema. So import, and then I'm going to save current page. And then what I do is click preview, and then you just copy that code, paste it into the head code of your normal HTML website. So you can build schema with this for anything, not just for WordPress websites. Sorry, someone was asking me then about the buy buttons on the page, so that's why I had that page open a second ago. Right, so basically the way it works, guys, is you say $200 with coupon code 200 off, so it's a normal price $297. That's normally an annual price. You're getting $97 for a 500 site license. Okay, so you click on here and then you scroll down to where it says coupon code. Okay, see this bit here, you've got to put in 200 off, click apply, and then it'll drop it down to $97. Okay, sorry, someone was just asking, saying it says 297 on the page, and the same situation with this one. It won't mention the upgrade. As soon as you've gone through this section here on the right hand side and you've typed in 700 off and you click apply, that'll drop the price from 1,000 to 297. Click confirm purchase, it'll take you to the next page, and on the next page there'll be a thing that says add 100 websites for $1. But well, if you do it during the webinar, that's actually going to add 500 websites for $1 for you.
Yeah, I think the amazing thing with that option, Mike, is if you just sold this service for $97, which is, the absolute minimum people should be even considering. They've got 500 licenses basically. That's a whole lot of money, isn't it, that they can make with this?
Yeah, they can't use the 500 site license on client sites.
All right, okay.
100 sites is the 297. It ends up costing you $3 a site for life. So realistically, if you're charging a cost, even if you're only charging a customer like you said, $97, it pays for itself after you've done 3 client sites, and then obviously you've got another 97, so you can make 9,700 profit from that one. The 500 sites is for your personal sites, and what I would recommend using it is for whatever your own personal sites, rank and rent sites, whatever it is you're doing that way. Somebody's just asked, will this give a brand new website a boost in the rankings? Right. Basically, Graham, you're going to struggle if you're building brand new sites without Schema. You're going to struggle to get them ranked as well going forward, because Google's started to take a hard line this year on sites without Schema. Hence the differences in the statistics of how many sites are in the first page of Google. So the answer is yes. Schema gives your site a boost. It also helps the search engines understand what you are and who you are and where you are and how you work and what your prices are and all the rest of it instantly the second it comes onto your website. So yes is the answer. But if you're building brand new sites, you want to be building brand new sites with Schema, because it's getting to the point now where the last update, like I said, is 17% more sites in the first page. Took it up to nearly half the sites, and that's only going to get more and more and more. It's going to get to the point in the next 12 months where there's pretty much no sites on the first page of Google without Schema, because they're trying to reduce the crawl budget. One-time fee or annually? Just double checking. Renee, it's a one-time fee, this, because of the webinar. Basically, this offer was released to my closed group very, very recently, and Tony said to me, can you do the same offer to my guys? So basically what I've done is I've agreed to come on here and do it on a webinar for you guys. But normally I would only have released this to my closed group. But so yes, it's a one-time fee. If you go and buy it on the website, in fact, I'll show you. Okay, so on the website, the prices on the website are here. Look, one site license is $47 annual. All prices are charged annually and include rights. That's for a single site. Yeah. 10 sites, $97 annual. 50 sites, $297 annual. You guys are getting 500 websites, lifetime access for $97. Okay, if you scroll down the page here, the agency license, $997 annual. Yeah, that's for the agency license, 100 site license. You're getting this for $297 one-time fee. So
plus they get it bumped up, Mike, for the extra $1 as well, yeah?
Plus, yeah, plus they also, I forgot about that, yeah, plus they get 500 personal site license as well. So you get 100 agency. I can't bump up the agency site licenses because that's already too cheap, the 297. So you get 100 agency.
Yeah, I was all about the personal one, yeah.
Yeah, plus 500 personal sites, all for 297. Or alternatively, if you only do your own websites, then it's just $97, and you've got 100 sites, lifetime updates, lifetime license. What's the info to get the other new tool coming out in a month to find sites that don't have Schema? Tony?
Yeah.
What's your thingy, mate? What's your support desk? Because once you purchase,
I put the support desk in the chat.
Right, if you look in the chat, Dan, you just click on it, that support ticket, post a message with your copy of your invoice, or
yeah, just send your proof of purchase, Dan, and I'll add you to the list so that once we launch the software, we'll create an account for you and send you your login details. Yeah.
Got it. Right, it's quite a few users that's in there now. I can see a few people saying, right, I've got it. Awesome, I've got it. So you've set that up for Dan so he can claim it. He's all just heard what Tony said. Post a support ticket, and you'll get that free tool.
Mike, it was the perfect bonus to complement your, the Schema plugin, mate. It made total sense for me to offer it to the guys to help them be able to sell this service. Yeah.
Definitely. Drew's just asked, can you put Schema on HTML sites hosted on AMS? Yes, you can. Basically, you've got your head code section of your website. So let me just show it. Actually, the easiest way of showing it is to go click view page. That's not an HTML site though, that's a HTML site. View page source. All right, so if you've got a HTML site, you're going to have something like this where you've created it. This is one of my sites. That's the head section. You see the head tag there, and then it'll have a closing head tag somewhere. I'll tell you what, Command F. There's the opening head tag. There's the closing head tag. So everything from here upwards is what you don't see on the page, okay? And that from there, that script from there up is my schema, okay? That's the schema on this web page for me. So what you do is you just go into your page, edit, you create the schema inside of your WordPress site, so it takes you 10 minutes to create. Then when you're inside it, you go in, you click on the preview button, okay, and then you highlight all that, a copy, okay, and then when you're inside your head section of your site, you add these script tags, script type equals application LD plus JSON, then you just paste that big code between that and the closing script tag, which is that there. So you add them script tags yourself, and then you just add the JSON code in between, and you're done. and that works on any HTML site, no matter what it is. You can do it on Wix sites. You can do it on, I do it on Convertry sites because I use Convertry. You can do it in ClickFunnels sites. Also, when I was talking to the guy me and you met in London, Tony, he was telling me that you can save 10 to 15% on cost per click by adding schema to your landing pages if you're doing PPC.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, Mike, to be honest.
I was shocked. I was like, what? I can save a fortune because I must spend $9,000 a month on ads. So I was thinking, wow. So I've honestly not started testing it yet, but it is something that I'm going to be working on and testing very, very soon.
Yeah, I would say to the guys on the call, don't underestimate how important schema is now and going forward. It's as important as mobile first in Google's eyes, yeah.
Well, I've got some very, very close friends who are really, really high level SEOs. And the reason I created this plugin is basically, like I said, I've got 500 plus websites that generate around 13,000 incoming calls every single month, calls and form fills. And basically, I knew I had to go through and do 500 websites. I did the first one and it took me about 4 hours. And I just thought, this is just not realistic. I can't do this. So I got in touch with my team and I said, look, you need to make something that anyone can use that creates schema. I need you to fix this because I'm not going through and spending stupid number of hours creating schema for every single site, because the people who I work with who are real high level SEO guys have basically said, if you don't have it by the end of this year, those 13,000 incoming calls you've got every single month will drop down to a few hundred. You're literally not going to rank without it. So obviously I needed something that was going to enable me to create and go through all of my hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of websites and add schema to every single one of them, because it's now essential, but I didn't want to spend half my life doing it.
Yeah, it's very technical, mate. We both know that, and very time consuming as well if you try and do it manually.
Right, Rennie's put thanks for the answers. Doesn't see the support info from Tone in. Tell you what, one sec. If you don't see it, let me go and see if I can see it, because a few people.
I put it in the chat, Mike.
Yeah, you've only sent it to organisers and panelists, I think.
Right, okay. I can't see what you can see, I don't think.
Entire audience. There you go, guys. I'll also send it all on the.
Something else I just thought of, Mike, as well. If any of the guys are currently in the beta testing group for the software and giving us a bonus, don't worry. Open your support ticket, let me know, and I'll sort a different bonus out for you. Another really nice software product, yeah.
Wait, does it find their email addresses and all that as well?
It finds everything, Mike, yeah. It does, just so you know, guys, one of the functions is it finds sites without schema, but it also finds businesses that have got unclaimed maps profiles and stuff like that as well. It's a very cool tool.
Right, yeah. Do you know what, mate? I need to play with that, because I'll write like 10 different emails and I'll split
But
test
if
them.
you want to buy your own plugin, then support ticket, I'll sort you out.
Yeah, do you know what, mate? I'm going to buy it and then I'm going to refund myself and not tell you.
Fair enough.
I give you my proof of purchase. But no, I definitely need that, because I'll write about 10 emails, different ones, split test them all, and then email.
No, but I'll hook you up with that. It's not a problem. It just occurred to me that some of the guys on the call may be already beta testing the software for me, so it's not fair that they don't get any bonus. So I'll sort them out, an appropriate bonus that's different. Yeah.
Cool, man. Nice one. Right, so Dan's put, okay, thanks. I got it. Graham's put with a big smile. Thanks, gotcha. I update the plugin file to my site. I got it. Do I upload? Right, yes, David. So basically, you just upload like you would any normal plugin, and then you just add your API key, and it'll activate everything. And then the video training will be on the download page. So let me go to the website again, and I'll show you where because I've wait, here we are. Where are you? Okay, so if I go to there and then I click / I think it's plugin. I think it's on this page. 1 second. Yeah, all right. So there's your plugin download page, wpschemaplugin.com. Download your plugin here, right? Watch training videos is here. Okay, you're welcome to join our closed Facebook group, which is there. API keys are available, right? So if you click on that, it'll take you over to a YouTube playlist, which has got step-by-step training that tells you everything all the way through. Okay, so you got install and setup, you've got import schema from URL, import schema from HTML, public schema library, private schema library, using the shortcode library, using PHP shortcodes library, the nodes and group nodes section, and using the schema builder, the schema visualizer, and schema code viewer. So all the basics are on there. Get yourself on my Facebook group as well. And if you struggle with anything, you can always give me a shout. Keith's always on there. Keith Best, he works with me. And then we've got a support desk if you need that. And that's also, I think that might actually be on your page.
Yeah, the guys know that they can contact me as well, Mike, if they need to. It's not a problem.
See that down the bottom of the page there, though, just so you can see it. You see where it says support@mikemartin.zendesk.com. So you can get hold of my support team there as well. So anything at all you struggle with, you always be able to get hold of one of us pretty quick. Ken Bank's amazing on the PPC. Yeah, Ken, when he told me about that, I was like, no, that can't be right. But I mean, this guy knows so much more than I do. I don't claim to be an expert at anything, but this guy's an expert. And when he told me about that, I was like, no way. So we're going to start testing that on our campaigns now. We're building brand new landing pages with all the. But he did say to me, use facts. I said schema's not about, and this is one of the misconceptions with schema that a lot of people don't understand. I've learned so much since releasing this plugin, way more than I ever thought, because I'm talking to a lot of high-level guys, because it's simplified it for everybody, not just for the guys who don't know how to do it. It's also simplified it for the guys that used to do it via code and that spent hours building a page of schema. They love it as well, because it's just made their life so easy. And basically what he said to me, he said that one of the biggest misconceptions is that people think that you need to fill the page up with text like you do with a HTML document, like you do with a home page of your site and stuff. He said, but that's not it. All it cares about is facts. And he said, so when Google looks at it, all it cares about is the facts. So you don't want to fill it with loads of content and loads of writing, and it's not necessary. It's all about facts. He said, when you're writing schema, you need to think like your computer, and a computer doesn't go in and think, okay, I'm going to read these 10 paragraphs. It thinks, what's the answer to what I'm looking for? Dink, and it pulls out 2 words, and that's it. So he says you don't need to go OTT with it, but you do need to give it the facts, the website. If you're selling locks, if you're doing locksmith PPC, then it'll be a locksmith schema. It'll have the address of your website, of your location in the schema, your price range, and a few other little bits and bobs, so it knows, and it'll bring down your prices. How do you create rank and rent sites, Mike? Graham, I don't. We used to years ago. I sell leads now using Lead Simplify and Magic Page plugin because it's a lot more profitable.
There is a ton of people in the group that do that though, Mike.
It does rank and rent. Yeah, I mean, basically,
it's packed full of information in the group for if you want to do that sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't because of the financial side of things. I mean, if I spend, I think I did a webinar a few weeks back where I was showing people the difference in the statistics from my PPC, and I've managed to get the PPC costs down to 39p a click, and when it hits the page, it converts at 12%, which is crap. It's not really good, but it cost me £3.25 a conversion, and what I'm making off that is £46.75 profit for every £3.25 I spend. So that's why I do the lead sections. But you rank and rent, it's a situation where you build the site, you rank it, and then you just rent it out. But as long as the person's not got access to the back end of your website, so they can't get hold of your API key, then you can use a personal site license for your rank and rent sites. It's when you're actually selling sites to customers, you need an agency license. Gotta go, guys. Thanks for another great info-packed webinar. Catch you on the next one. Cheers, Tim. See you later, mate.
Yeah, thanks, Tim.
How can we get the tool? I already purchased the WP schema directly. There we go. Nicolaus has already purchased the tool. How you just need to submit a support ticket to Tony, and he'll sort you out.
Yeah, guys, just to clarify, we've currently got this software in beta. It's going to be beta tested for the next couple of weeks. Once we've got that out of the way and we've finished off some little bits and pieces, I'll be able to create your accounts and give you access, yeah?
Doug's just asked, it cut off for a couple of minutes. Can you repeat the bonus, please?
Okay, the bonus is a new software I'm launching in 4 to 6 weeks that's currently being beta tested. We're just ironing out a few final things, but one of the main functionalities of it is that it finds local businesses or local business websites, or any website come to that doesn't have Schema on the site. Yeah, so it's a perfect opportunity for you to sell this Schema service to those businesses. Yeah.
A few people are asking for a replay as well, so they can rewatch it again. Are you going to be sending out a replay via email?
I will be sending out a replay as long as you send me the recording link. Yeah.
All right, cool. Yep. Yeah, no. What I'll do is I'll add it to your page, your thingy page for you. As soon as it's finished, I'll download it and I'll add it to the top
To
of
the
this page.
registration page. Yeah.
Yeah, so they can watch
Oh,
the
right,
replay.
to this page. Right, got you.
Yeah, man. Right. What's that about the PPC? Sorry, Graham. If you put Schema into your landing pages for your PPC, it will reduce your cost per click. You've been more effective than a site full of content. Right, so sorry, Graham's just asked, so would a landing page website with Schema be more effective than a site full of content? For my PPC, I use Convertri. Now, the reason I use Convertri is because it loads rapid, okay? So the bigger the page, the slower it's going to load. So that's not good for PPC. Now, there's a difference when doing PPC and SEO. Obviously, SEO, you want long content, you want lots of information and all that other crazy stuff. With PPC, it's not. You want relevance, just relevance. So the page load speed and everything else is more relevant than the amount of content that's on there. But you do want the keywords in there a few times, and it wants to. But if you can add all that into your Schema in the head section, which is not going to slow this, it's barely going to slow the site down. You can give the Google all the facts instantly about what the landing page is all about. Now, if that matches the relevance of the PPC of the advertisement that you're putting up, and then when they click it, it takes them to a page where the schema on it matches the relevance, then that's going to reduce your cost per click. But with PPC, I've found page load speed is more important than having a lot of content that explains what it is on the page. So I personally would stick with facts on the page, and I would stick with facts in the head section. And obviously you want the other stuff like the address and all that, which is supposed to have on every landing page. But yes, is the answer. Schema with all the facts of your business in the head is very, very helpful.
Mike, I think the other important thing for the guys to realize as well is Schema's not just only about traditional websites. I do a lot of affiliate marketing, as you're aware, and some of the guys will be as well. One of the things I'm starting to do from next week is use review Schema and product Schema on my affiliate promotion pages. So it's needed across the board, not just on local biz websites. Yeah.
Yeah, well, actually, what you've just said there, yeah, is yeah. I was talking to somebody recently, and he basically said, "You guys doing SEO and all this and Schema?" He said, "You don't know what you're doing." And I'm like, "What are you on about?" He's like, "It's got nothing to do with website rankings and SEO and all the rest of it." And I'm like, "What do you mean? It's got nothing to do with it?" He said, "You guys are using it and you're putting it in the head of your websites, but," he said, "going further down the line, sites are going to be built from information, from like data dumps." And it's not going to be about okay, you've got text on the pages. And he says, if you go to like BMW and places like that, he said their websites are not built they've not got pages where their sites are built and all the information's on the page, it's text. Their sites are built from schema, from information dumps that's structured the right way, and then the pages build themselves as you get to them. And he said, and it's not just websites, he said it's absolutely everything. Schema is being implemented. Machine learning, people all have heard of. Machine learning is schema that's enabling machine learning to work. And because of the way machine learning's coming and the way everything's moving forward, I didn't even know that when he was telling me. I mean, I just run websites, but when he was telling me about it, I was like, oh my god, it makes so much sense when he was going on about it. So it's absolutely, it's a lot bigger than people realize, because we're all in our own little SEO and internet marketing and website world where we're all online and stuff. but it's been implemented into absolutely everything, and machine learning has got something to do with Schema. I don't understand exactly what it is or how, but when he was telling me, it kind of all made sense. And he said, and you don't realize yet, but where it's going to go in the next 4 or 5 years, it's going to be absolutely monstrous. And he said,
Yeah, everything's constantly evolving, Mike, as we're all aware that that's the case, especially in internet marketing and in our marketplace. Schema is what it is now, and it'll evolve over time. It's as simple as that, really.
Okie dokie, guys. Anybody got any more questions you want us to answer? Obviously, we've had you on for an hour and 15 minutes, which is quite a short webinar for me. But if you've got any more questions you want us to go through or answer, right, somebody's asking for the replay. If you go to the actual buy button page, Doug and me Sintire Mac, if you go to the buy page, the replay will be posted on there within 24 hours. We've got to download it from the webinar thing and then upload it and all the rest of it, but it'll be on there shortly. But you're going to email it out anyway, Tony?
I am, yeah. I'll be sending the replay out basically within an hour of us getting off this call, mate. Yeah.
All right, cool. Right, I guess that means I'm downloading it straight away then. So
well,
yeah,
if not, when I receive it off you, I'll get it out to the guys in the mail within an hour of that. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Foreign languages.
Sorry, I know you're not feeling very well right now.
Literally,
big thank you to my guys, by the way. He's been quite ill last night and today, so my hat's off to him for making it for the webinar. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, I nearly didn't make it, pal. But then I just checked myself out of hospital. I thought I'm not missing the webinar. So, but I think my missus will force me to go back to hospital tonight. I feel better just through being on here though. Chatting to people seems to. It is what it is. Foreign languages, Drew's asked. Yes, Drew, you just add Schema works for any website in any language. You're very welcome, Renee. Right, awesome product, Mike. Can't wait to get it going on my sites. Cool, Graham. If you have any problems, you can always reach out to me. What is the buy button page? It's in the comments, but I'll just post it again to you. In fact, I'll send it to you. I don't know if that would have came. Just let me try. I'll send it to everybody again. That's D Paramore. Ask for that. Hi, Mike. I want to upgrade late from personal to agency license with new pricing. Is that possible? Yeah, purchase the agency license tonight on Tony's. Purchase the agency license on Tony's page, Nicolaus, sorry, and then just give me a message, and I'll refund your previous purchase, your $97 purchase, mate. No problem. Cheers, Graham. Thanks, mate. He said get well soon. What is the buy button page? Yeah, I've just sent that to you there. D Paramore. I don't know if. Cheers, Drew. A few people. Oh, everyone's feeling sorry for me now. Getting loads of messages.
Get a nice hot brandy, mate, when you get off the call. That'll make you feel better.
Oh, my missus would kill me, mate. I'm telling you, I'm going straight to bed. Well, I'm not now because I've got to do the video for you, but I'll be in bed doing that. You have to purchase the agency license to get Tony's software. Tony, they're asking, do we have to purchase the agency license?
No, they can buy either.
You're not bothered what they buy, yep, they get it. Cool.
No.
Okay, Nicholas is saying he's buzzing because he can thing it. He's getting the agents right. I just purchased personal. Yeah, that's no problem. You still get the upgrades. Okay then, guys. Any more questions? Anyone want me to demo anything else before we jump off the presentation? Nope. No more questions. Right. Well, thank you all very, very, very much for being on here tonight. It's been great speaking to you all. Obviously, anyone who's purchased has any problems, no matter how big or small, you can always reach out to me or any of my team, or on the Facebook group is probably the best place to grab us because people answer 24/7. But if you hit the support ticket, or you can message me personal, and whenever I'm online, I'll get on there. Okay, guys, I'm going to end the webinar then because we've been on a while now. I'll just say thank you to
Yeah,
everybody
big
for.
thank you, guys. Appreciate you taking the time out to get on the webinar with us, and a big thank you to Mike as well. I do appreciate it, mate.
And thank you for saying you'll give me the bonus as well, Tony, because now you've said it on a live webinar, you've got to.
That's only if you've recorded it. That's
I'm
I'm pleading the
recording it.
fifth.
Yeah. Right, guys, thank you all
Okay,
very
guys, all the
much.
best.
Cheers, pal. Bye, 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 bye.
Take care.